Why do people choose to work with a divorce coach? That's the question that we're going to explore today. Because I find that many people have questions like, how is what a divorce coach does any different than what a mediator does? Or if I work with a divorce coach, do I still need to work with an attorney? And another common one is, if I'm already working with a therapist, why would I work with a divorce coach too? And now, for any of you who are either considering or actually experiencing the divorce process right now, and you have a strong desire to be able to get through this process as amicably as possible, working with a divorce coach can be very, very beneficial. And I want to explain to you at least 3 of the benefits that most people experience in working with a divorce coach. The first has to do with the various dimensions of divorce. There's a legal dimension and there's a financial dimension. Most people know this. And your attorneys, by and large, are there to help you walk that legal process of getting divorced, because there are forms that need to be submitted and there's an actual legal process that needs to be followed. Many people are also familiar about working with a financial professional to help navigate the financial component of divorce. You have what's called a marital estate. It's all of the money, all of the assets, and all of the debts that the two of you own. And in a divorce, those need to get split up between the two of you. And so a financial professional can provide some structure for getting all of that into a spreadsheet and making sure all the dollars and cents are accounted for, and helping you to brainstorm how you might split things up. But what oftentimes doesn't get talked about enough, especially in the context of amicable divorce, is the emotional dimension to divorce and the relational component to divorce. Now, if you want to have a high conflict divorce, in some ways that's easier because you just stop talking to this other person, you hire an attorney, and your attorney now starts to work through the negotiations with the other attorney. But almost any time that you involve an attorney in a divorce process, not only is your cost going to go up, but the conflict is going to go up too. And so for an amicable divorce, you have to actually stay in conversation with this person, a person for whom there may be some very challenging events that have happened in your history, or a person with whom there has already been very challenging communication in the past, and now you have to have sensitive conversations. And so a divorce coach can help you to strategize about how do you have productive conversations with your spouse, not get pulled into things that end up triggering you and bringing a lot of unnecessary stress to your life and to the situation, but also not allowing you to pull back so far, to withdraw so much that communication starts to break down, and now the two of you are unable to have these important conversations amongst one another. So I'll oftentimes describe a divorce coach as either a thought partner or a co-pilot, primarily for continuing to navigate your interactions with your spouse. And now, if you're still living in the house with one another, there are things that frequently need to be navigated on a daily and a weekly basis, and I'm your partner for that. So one of the second benefits and reasons why many people work with a divorce coach is to help them think about the future, to help them think about how you actually see this divorce process going and what's most important to you when this process is all said and done. And many people do this work either not at all or much too late in the process, because your vision of how you see this process going and where you end up at the end has everything to do with who you work with and how you work with them throughout this process. Many people make the mistake of thinking, I need to get divorced, or I'm getting divorced, I need to hire an attorney. And they'll talk to friends or family members to get some recommended names, and they'll go out, they'll meet with that attorney. If they seem like a nice enough person, they oftentimes sign up to work with them. But all of that is without a view of how you envision this process going, because there are very different types of attorneys. You have litigation attorneys, you have collaborative attorneys, you have attorneys who have become mediators, you have attorneys who are committed to out-of-court settlements. They may not necessarily do collaborative, but they also won't take you to the courtroom. And working with these different types of attorneys is going to create a very different experience for you and for your divorce. So a divorce coach helps you to do that important work of getting clear on how you want this all to go down, so that you don't hire the wrong team member and you end up hiring the right team member. And then a third benefit is that working with a divorce coach will oftentimes save you a lot of money. And this might seem very counterintuitive. Like, how can you hire another person, pay money to work with them, and then somehow save money in the long run? And the truth is that many people blow thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars working with their attorney because they're having a lot of conversations with their attorney that aren't grounded in the legal process. They're bringing their frustrations, they're bringing their emotions into those conversations. They're also not very clear about what it is that they want. And so individuals will get into this back and forth and this tug of war around negotiations, kind of figuring out what's most important to them and where are they willing to give while they're each paying an individual $300, $400, $500, $600 an hour to manage those negotiations. And so to the degree that you can get really clear about what you want, hire the right team members, and then engage, whether it's legal support or financial support, in a way that's very efficient and geared towards accomplishing your desired goals, you're going to end up saving just gobs of money in this whole process. So I could obviously go on and on about the benefits of working with a divorce coach. There's much more than what I've shared with you here today, but I at least wanted to get this out there because many people would benefit from working with a divorce coach, but don't know the first thing about what a divorce coach does. So if you've got any questions at all, feel free to send me a message, drop me an email, check out my website. I've got a lot more information there. I'll see you again soon.